The most terrifying moment of Lucifer's rebellion may not have begun with a sword, but with one unknown angel speaking a word no rebel could resist. Sandalphon carried no weapon, no flame. Yet the armies of heaven fell silent as he crossed the battlefield alone. Lucifer watched him approach, still radiant, proud, and certain that no power could make him bow. Then Sandalphon pronounced a sacred name. Heaven shook, the rebel wings folded, and Lucifer fell to his knees. But ancient texts describe Sandalphon as a colossal angel near the divine chariot without recording this battle. So where did the legend come from, and why does it fit him so perfectly? Stay until the end, because the truth may be stranger than the story. To understand why such a legend could grow around Sandalphon, we have to leave the battlefield and enter a far older vision of heaven. Sandalphon is not named in the canonical Bible. He appears in rabbinic and mystical traditions connected to the Merkabah, the divine chariot surrounding God's throne. In the Babylonian Talmud, he is described in impossible proportions, an angel whose height exceeds that of another angel by a journey of 500 years. His head reaches the level of the living creatures around the chariot, while he stands behind it and weaves crowns for his creator. This is not the image of a gentle messenger entering a human home. Sandalphon belongs to the architecture of heaven itself. Imagine him beyond the ordinary angelic ranks, his feet hidden in luminous clouds and his body rising through celestial realms. His wings move like enormous walls of living light. His face is beautiful but severe, calm with the stillness of something that has stood near the throne for ages. Later, mystical traditions expanded his role. Prayers rising from the earth became associated with Sandalphon, as though human voices passed through his hands before becoming crowns of light. Every whispered plea, desperate confession, and words spoken in faith would ascend like sparks and gather around him. Some later traditions also identified Sandalphon with the prophet Elijah, taken from the earth in a chariot of fire. In this interpretation, Elijah was transformed into an angelic being, just as Enoch became associated with Metatron. But this does not appear in the biblical account itself. It belongs to a later mystical tradition. What remains is the same central image. Sandalphon stands close to the chariot, close to the crowns, and close to the place where prayer becomes more than sound. He is not portrayed as a warrior seeking glory. His authority comes from what he serves and from what passes through him. So how did an angel connected to prayer and the divine chariot become the figure in a legend powerful enough to silence Lucifer? The rebellion resumes at the edge of the celestial battlefield. Lucifer still appears as the morning star, radiant, beautiful, and terrifying in his confidence. His armor shines like living gold, his wings stretch across the sky, and behind him stand the angels who chose pride over obedience. Across the field, Michael and the loyal hosts prepare for a war that could tear heaven apart. But Sandalphon walks between them alone. He carries no sword. In his hands rests a crown formed from ascending prayers, countless human voices woven into light. Lucifer watches him approach and demands to know what power dares stand against him. Sandalphon does not answer with his own name. He speaks a sacred name that the audience never hears. Sound disappears. The golden towers tremble. The wings of the rebels fold against their bodies. Light bends around the divine chariot, and Lucifer struggles to remain standing. For the first time, uncertainty enters his face. Then the morning star falls to his knees, not because Sandalphon is physically stronger, not because he has defeated Lucifer in combat. The force does not originate within him. It passes through him, an authority before which pride cannot pretend to be sovereign. It is a powerful scene, but it is also where legend must be separated from tradition. No known ancient source records Sandalphon confronting Lucifer during the Celestial Rebellion or forcing him to kneel with a single word. The episode appears to be a modern dramatic legend, shaped from genuine elements surrounding Sandalphon: his impossible height, his place behind the divine chariot, his association with celestial crowns, prayer, and sacred names. Perhaps that is why the story feels ancient, even when the evidence is not. It transforms Sandalphon's real symbolic role into a confrontation. He does not overcome rebellion with greater violence. He carries something rebellion cannot create for itself, authority that does not depend on pride, armies, or fear. And perhaps Lucifer did not kneel before Sandalphon at all. Perhaps he knelt before the name Sandalphon carried. Ancient traditions do not describe Sandalphon defeating Lucifer in battle. What they preserve is something stranger, a colossal angel standing behind the divine chariot, weaving crowns for the Creator, and, in later traditions, carrying human prayers toward heaven. The story of Lucifer kneeling may be legend, but its meaning remains powerful. Sandalphon does not represent strength born from pride. He represents authority received through service. Perhaps the morning star did not bow before an angel, but before the sacred name that angel carried. In the next video, we enter the mystery of Metatron, the being some traditions identify as Enoch transformed and elevated among the heavenly palaces.
I am Metatron, the sacred scribe.